Serious discussions to have 3 all-star teams of 8 players each and the winner of the Rising Stars game take part in an all-star game tournament. I hate it. And the NBA players don't get anything out of it. I had somebody text me this, so I'm going to share it with y'all right now to make sure that we go with it. And the players want to talk about, well, we ain't getting any of that. Well, $100,000 a piece goes to the winner of the All-Star game. $25,000 go to the loser, according to CBA, I guess.
Remember when the All-Star game was must-see TV? When Jordan and Dominique battled like it was Game 7? I do, and so does Stephen A. Smith. He's saying what we're all thinking: the magic is gone. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to our channel. It makes such a huge difference to us. Thank you so much. Now, back to the video. Now the NBA is trying to bring it back with this new format, but Stephen A. is not impressed. He's breaking down why this change misses the point entirely. And let me tell you, his take on what's really killing the All-Star game. It's gonna hit home for every real basketball fan. Picture this, it's 1988 and Michael Jordan's defying gravity in Chicago Stadium. The crowd's losing their minds. Every player's going all out. That's what the All-Star game used to be, pure basketball magic. But now, Stephen A. Smith's not sugarcoating it. He's saying the magic's gone, vanished into thin air, and you know what? He's got a point.
Competition that resembles pickup games in an effort to curtail lackluster performances seen in recent years. Nobody should expect the players on All-Star Sunday to play as hard as they play during the regular season or the playoffs. I understand that. And the NBA players don't get anything out of it. I had somebody text me this, so I'm going to share it with y'all right now to make sure that we go with it. I have no use for it. It means absolutely positively nothing to me. Matter of fact, I don't even want to go.
Let's break down what's changed. Remember when players actually cared about the All-Star game? When they'd sweat and hustle like it was Game 7 of the finals? Now it's like they're sleepwalking through it. Stephen A.S. got some thoughts on why, and they're gonna make you think. He's pointing fingers at everyone, the league, the sponsors, even the players themselves. Stephen A.S. saying the NBA's too busy pleasing sponsors and advertisers. It's all about the money now, and the players can feel it. They show up because they have to, but their hearts aren't in it. You know what's crazy? Stephen A. thinks the players don't even care anymore. He's quoting them saying they have to show up for this stuff, but we don't have to play. That's insane, right? These are supposed to be the best of the best, but they're treating the All-Star game like a chore. But wait, it gets worse. Let's talk about the slam dunk contest. Stephen A.S. so fed up, he's ready to sponsor his own contest. He thinks he could do a better job than the NBA. Can you believe that? Stephen A.S. saying the pride's gone. The fire that made guys like Jordan and Dominique Wilkins legends. It's just not there anymore. He's looking at today's players and wondering where that competitive spirit went.
Serious discussions to have 3 all-star teams of 8 players each and the winner of the Rising Stars game take part in an all-star game tournament. I hate it. How come you can't do that for the all-star game? Now, from everything that I'm being told, you know what the problem is, y'all? It's the sponsors and advertisers, because the league caters to them. They're like, we have to show up for this stuff, but we don't have to play. Okay? That's what he said. They got 51 different partners. Fair enough. It's cool. I'm going to call it what it is. It's straight bullshit. It really is.
You know what's really eating at Stephen A.? The All-Star game used to mean something. It was a showcase of talent, skill, and heart. Now, it's at risk of becoming just another game. And that's not just disappointing for Stephen A. It's a problem for every real basketball fan out there. So the NBA thinks they've cracked the code to fix the All-Star game. They're rolling out this new tournament-style format, and it's pretty wild. Picture this: 4 teams, semifinals played to 40 points, and a final showdown to 25. Sounds like it could be exciting, right? Well, not everyone's buying it. Stephen A. Smith's not holding back. He's calling this new format straight Bulls * T. But why is he so fired up about it? Let's break it down. The NBA's trying to recreate that pickup game vibe.
We've seen plenty of footages of NBA players working out in the offseason, practicing in gyms, going up against one another. They play harder than what we see on Sundays for All-Star Weekend. It's deeper than that, Stephen A. Players know that the league does all of this for their corporate partners. But you trying to tell me you can't play as hard as you play in the summertime when you're working out to get yourself in shape? You got cats in the league worth over $100 million, worth over $500 million, worth over $1 billion.
You know, those intense street games where every point matters, that's what they're going for. They're hoping this format will light a fire under these players, get them competing like they used to. But Stephen A.S. not convinced. He's asking the real questions here, like why can't these guys play as hard in the All-Star game as they do in their summer workouts? It's a fair point. We've all seen those videos of NBA stars going at it in the off-season. The intensity is off the charts. And get this, the NBA's even throwing in some serious cash to sweeten the deal. $100,000 for the winning team, with smaller amounts for the losers. But Stephen A.S. wondering if that's even enough to get these players to care. You know what's really bugging Stephen A? He's thinking about how the legends of the game would react to this. Imagine Michael Jordan or Dominique Wilkins showing up to today's All-Star game. Stephen A.S. painting a picture of pure disappointment. He's talking about how those guys played with pride. They didn't need fancy formats or cash prizes. The All-Star game meant something to them. It was about showing the world why they were the best of the best. Stephen A. is not just complaining for the sake of it. He's worried about what this means for basketball. The All-Star game used to be this amazing showcase of talent and competitiveness. Now, it's turning into just another event on the calendar.
They're paid heavily for this weekend, and the players can't even get decent seats for their families. You can bring stuff like that up, but that ain't even the point. This is a multi-billion-dollar league. And the players want to talk about, well, we ain't getting any of that. Well, $100,000 a piece goes to the winner of the All-Star game. $20,000, $25,000 go to the loser, according to CBA, I guess. You can't show just a little bit of effort in front of a packed house inside of arena, 20,000.
And you know what? Stephen A. might have a point. This new format feels like a Hail Mary pass from the NBA. They're trying everything they can to bring back that old magic, but is changing the rules really going to change how the players approach the game? That's the million-dollar question. Stephen A. Smith isn't just throwing a fit here. He's waving a big red flag for every basketball fan out there. The All-Star game used to be this epic showdown of the best players giving it their all. Now, it's turning into just another forgettable game on the schedule. You know what's crazy? The NBA is trying to fix things with this new format, but they might be missing the point entirely. It's not about changing the rules, it's about bringing back that fire, that passion we used to see. So what's next for the All-Star game? Will the NBA listen to voices like Stephen A.S.? Or will they keep throwing ideas at the wall, hoping something sticks? One thing's for sure, if they don't find a way to make players care again, this could be the beginning of the end for one of basketball's biggest nights.